microphones, so we're going to try and make sure that we speak loud enough for everybody to hear. Let's go over to item number 2, superintendent reports. Is there anything? Oh, board member reports. I thought you were going to explain.
Okay, so
the microphones.
maybe before we get started then, like any best laid plans, if you're ever throwing a party and then something doesn't work at the last moment, like the sound system, DJ doesn't show up. So we have two individuals, Eric Patton and Dee Farr. I want to say thank you ahead of time because they are our DJs today. They are improvising for us, so if you see them running back and forth, this is so, as we use our inside teacher voices up here in the days, this is so everyone in the audience can hear us. We do have microphones that are picking up our voices up here. If you're speaking at the podium, please realize you may not sound like the amplifier is on, but it is. Just please speak into the mic the whole time. That way, when this is uploaded to YouTube, everyone will be able to hear your voices and see you also on the camera. So we have a camera set up a little bit differently. I appreciate everyone working around that, but once again, best laid plans sometimes you don't find out or you messed up until the day of. So bear with us.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to item 2.1, board member reports. Does anybody have a report? Christy.
I was able to attend both the Gila Ridge and the COPA A-team ceremonies, and there's other ones going on at each school, but I just wanted to congratulate the students for their 4.0 grade point average and the families. The participation in both of these events was wonderful, and it was a great thing to see, so congratulations to all.
Anybody else?
I also attended the ACE team award ceremony in Summerton. It was great. Being from Summerton, being there, seeing all these kids get all the straight A's, and the parents helping them out as well. I was very emotional. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I also got to enjoy the A-team breakfast at some of our lovely campuses, and we really appreciate the invitations from the campuses, so keep them coming. Item 2.2, now superintendent's report.
All right, awesome. Thank you. I have the privilege of turning this over right now to Mr. Bosch for some recognitions, well-deserved recognition. So I think we'll start with FCCLA.
Okay. Tonight we're going to recognize a couple of our amazing employees. Ms. Lori Honeycutt, Executive Director of Career Technical Education for Union High School District, has been named Administrator of the Year by the Arizona Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America, FCCLA. So we have with us tonight Ms. Mercer. Are you here? Yes, you in the back. Are you planning on saying anything, Ms. Mercer, or am I turning it over to the students?
Student.
Okay. I believe we have Samantha Roman here tonight. Okay, Samantha, do you want to come up here and say a few kind words about Ms. Honeycutt?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Samantha Roman. I serve on the Arizona FCCLA State Executive Council as Vice President of Competitive Events. I'm here today to talk about the immense impact and dedication Ms. Honeycutt has had for not only FCCLA but all CTSOs. With being a state officer, I had the opportunity to be a part of the Membership and Recognization Committee. Now, this committee helps FCCLA choose who gets the scholarships and the awards. When me and my chapter saw the award for Administrator of the Year, we thought who better to nominate than Ms. Honeycutt. Our advisor, Ms. Mercer, sent off the application to the Membership and Recognization Committee. Now, during the meeting where we were picking the winners, I immediately jumped in and started advocating for Ms. Honeycutt. I wanted the members of the committee to know just how much she has done to impact the lives of students from across the district. I talked about how I was a direct benefiter of everything that she does. Specifically, she supports our members by facilitating funding so we can go to conferences on the state and national level, giving members memories and experiences where they were showing off their skills as well as networking with people from across the state and the country. Ms. Honeycutt also advocates for FCCLA by securing funding for our projects, competitions, and travel, ensuring every CTE student has the opportunity to thrive and grow. Furthermore, her support and encouragement she expressed while I was running for a spot on the State Executive Council gave me the boost in my confidence that helped me secure the role as Vice President of Competitive Events. Overall, Ms. Honeycutt represents what a good role model is, as she's an advocate for student leadership and career readiness, helping students from across the district grow in skills such as networking, leadership, and public speaking, while maximizing their experiences in a CTE course. Thank you so much.
our students, but our CTE instructional leaders, our teachers, our community. She's a tremendous asset to our district, and who could do more justice than bringing up a student to speak on your behalf. So congratulations, Lori.
So I just want to say Ms. Honeycutt usually leads from behind, but I am going to ask her to stand up and wave everyone so they know who she is. Thank you. Sorry about that, Ms. Honeycutt.
Rather you than me.
Yeah.
Allow her to. Okay, next we have culinary arts teacher Tani Saldana. She earned FCCLA Spirit of Advising Award. Cibola High School culinary arts teacher Tani Saldana has been named the Spirit of Advising Award for FCCLA, which that conference was held on March 4th through the 6th. So in similar fashion, we have, I believe, 2 students with us here tonight, Isabella Padilla and Taylor Nelson. Are you guys in the audience?
Just Isabella.
Just Isabella? All right. You would come up, please.
Yes. Taylor couldn't make it with us today. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Isabella Padilla, President of Culinary Arts at Cibola High School. And I have known Ms. Saldana since my sophomore year of high school, now a senior. No words can describe how incredible Saldana has been throughout these past years. I have had nothing but the most remarkable journey I could ask for, and I speak for many students when I say this. Ms. Saldana, as my advisor, has not only been a teacher to me, but an inspiring leader, a guide, and a source of inspiration. Saldana has led through patience, kindness, and incredible dedication, not only with me, but to any individual and every individual she's ever worked with. I am an example of Saldana's dedication, and as I graduate this year and depart from my mentor, I know I will carry Saldana's teachings with me and continue to drive things to her. I thank her, and I am beyond thankful for her recognition today, as it is well deserved. Thank you.
Congratulations, Ms. Saldana, and thank you for standing. You don't have to. Truly an honor.
Make her do it again.
Well, I'm not going to throw her on the spot. I'm not going to. I do just want to say, before we move on to the next agenda item, that Ms. Honeycutt is a proud Yuma High grad, and I is a proud Cibola grad. So as we talk about growing our own, it's so important that we do grow our own so they can come back and help grow the next generation. So thank you, ladies.
Okay, can we move on to the next one?
Sure, and Superintendent 2.2.2. Please, take it away, Mary.
Okay, I'll take it away. All right, so we have another employee of our district who is being recognized this evening. Excel Rodriguez, Assistant Principal at Cibola High School, has been named School Administrator of the Year by the Save Our Schools Arizona Network. Ms. Rodriguez has been a dedicated member of the Union High School District since 2017, serving in various roles including teacher, instructional leader, director of student supports, and most recently assistant principal overseeing academics at Cibola High School. So, do we have Hennessy Padilla in the crowd tonight? All right, come on up, Hennessy.
Good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Hennessy. I'm currently serving as the student body president at Cibola High School, and it brings me great pride and gratitude to speak on behalf of our truly exceptional leader, Ms. Rodriguez, right over there in the crowd. Apart from her everyday stylish outfits and radiant smile, Ms. Rodriguez is known for something even more powerful: the impact that she leaves on every single student that she meets. I first met her during my freshman year when she was my math teacher, and math has never been my strong suit, but Ms. Rodriguez always believed in me. She pushed me to grow, not just academically, but personally. She taught me passion and patience, always making sure I knew my potential. She wasn't just my teacher, she became a mentor. Now, even as an assistant principal, she still finds time to connect with all of our students. Though I don't see her as often as I did when I was in her class, she never fails to greet me with the same warmth in the hallways. That's the kind of person she is, always present, always uplifting, and always leading with heart. Ms. Rodriguez has left an undeniable mark on Cibola. She handles challenges behind the scenes so gracefully that students often don't even realize what's going on. We know we feel safe, supported, and cared for. That sense of security and comfort starts with leaders like her who go above and beyond to make school a positive environment for everyone. It's no surprise her name is proudly displayed in our gym as a former athlete. She has always been a part of Cibola's story, and now she's building its future. She is a role model not just because of what she does, but how she does it, with grace, joy, and a deep care for her community. If I had to describe Ms. Rodriguez in 3 words, they would be intelligent, cool, and vibrant. Her energy is contagious, and her legacy is undeniable. Being named Administrator of the Year by Save Our Schools Arizona is more than a well-earned recognition. It's a celebration of somebody who truly represents the heart of Cibola. Known around campus and now around the state as a passionate, dedicated, and inspiring leader, she truly is the embodiment of Cibola pride and the gold standard. Thank you. Congratulations.
So Ms. Rodriguez is going to come up to the podium next. But could you stand, Ms. Rodriguez, please? I'd say one thing similar to Ms. Honeycutt and Ms. Saldana leading from the back of Mr. Brian said. Ms. Rodriguez is one of those very similar individuals, leads from the back, very intelligent, extremely passionate about her work, and just does a tremendous job for her students. So thank you, Hennessy, for coming up and for the other students coming up as well. Well done.
And I just want to add, as we talk about growing our own, again, Incels are proud Cibola grad as well. So once again, I think we see a theme that we really want to grow our own and help them lead the next generation of leaders. And the students who spoke today already, prime example of that. So thank you very much.
Moving on to item 2.2.3, job fair. Bobby.
I'm about tough I can follow, man. Oh, wow. I didn't know so many people were interested in the job fair, so I'm glad to see all these people here. So I just want to talk really quick. This is our 4th annual job fair that we've done here at Union High School District. We had 53 job seekers to attend this event. We had departments from finance, HR, facilities, student nutrition. We even brought ESI, which is our sub organization that provides us with wonderful subs that substitutes in our classrooms. And all 7 of our campuses were here. Even though the numbers seem to be small this year, I think it's a testament to us as an organization of how we are treating our individuals, because we are keeping a lot of our employees that I'm hoping to be able to share with you guys at later events in the future. Really excited about that. But just wanted to share that little bit about the job fair, and to also let you know that currently, as of today, we currently have 1 that we're in the process of hiring. So,
Thank you. Any questions? Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you.
Moving on to item 2.2.4.
All right, I think this is usually one of the highlights of board meetings, is when the
Yes.
student council reports are presented. So we are going to start with our most southern campus, San Luis High School. And just please make sure, you speak in the mic.
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Mr. Breza, and Associate Superintendents. My name is Elena Lorena, and I'm the student body president.
My name is Lisa Peda, and I'm the student body vice president.
And we are here to talk about San Luis.
For our first event, we hosted our annual Love Night fundraising event. Our 2025 recipient, we were able to fundraise over $5,200 to help a family. His name was Jorge Toledo, and he had brain tumors.
event that we had, Film and TV Productions hosted their annual The Voice, Season 8, and this year's winner was Alejandra Herrera.
Next up, we have the T-Ball Special Olympics hosted by Student Council. We're so proud of our teamwork, determination, all the smiles on the softball tournament.
Continuing, we have our FCCLA state officers, Chelsea Moraya from Early Childhood and a Student Council member, and Ricardo Samaniego from Culinary Arts became FCCLA state officers this year. So huge congratulations to them.
Next, we have our San Luis High School HOSA and EMS earning first place in the organ donor drive. This is the second year in a row. We're so proud of our community commitment to saving lives.
For our design achievements, we had second and third place in wildlife, as well as in 8th place, 5th place in forestry and high written score, 5th place and 10th place in food science, and as well high written score in vet science. Congratulations to our amazing students.
Next, we have our athletes of the month, Nelson, Carla, Eric, Vanessa, and Emmanuel. We're so proud of our athletes.
Continuing on, we have staff of the month. We have Ms. Eva Lozano, Veronica Cázares, Alexis Carrillo, Jennifer Morales, Monica Gonzalez, and Cristina Bailey. We love our staff.
Next, we have some placements on the sports medicine competition. We have first place in the category of job seeking skills, third place once again in the category of job seeking skills, second place in PSA, fourth place in medical innovation, and seventh place in public health.
For our soccer achievements, we have our girls soccer first art region team. We have Alice Hernandez and Casillas, Carla Solano. Second all region team, Iris Infante and Yosemite Cruz. For boys all-state first team, we have Luis Garcia, Pablo Pulido, and Alan Viveros. For all region teams, we have first Nelson Borellesa, Alan Viveros, Walter Sanchez, Alan Calles, Rodrigo Ortega, and Pablo Pulido. For the second, we have Gael Castaños, Yasir Gonzalez, Carlos Gámez, and Diego Torres. We're so proud of our girls and boys soccer team.
Next up, we have our first assembly of the semester. We had a Disney-themed assembly. We had amazing performances by our dance department and mariachi students. We also had our clubs and sports who were recognized and had the opportunity to join us in many games.
Our first big event of the semester was Powerpuff, being a volleyball tournament between juniors and seniors, and this year we had freshmen versus sophomores as well. And it was a pretty fun game, and all the community came to watch, and it was pretty fun.
Some of our upcoming events is April 16, Spring Sports Assembly, April 17, Sped Easter Egg Hunt, April 26, Freshman Camp, and May 2nd, Exceptional Prom. We're inviting you all to come and support.
And last, these are some pictures of us and our spirit assemblies and all the things that we do, as well as we have a character for an Instagram account where we post all of our events or memories that we have throughout the year. So you're more than welcome to scan it, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, San Luis. Next up, we have our newest campus, Summerton High School.
Good evening, President Kravitz, board members, superintendent, Brianza, and associate superintendents. I'm Imani Valdez, and here I'm with
Real Reynoso, and we're student council members, and this is our presentation of Summerton High School. So to kick off our presentation, we have student council hosted our very first breakfast assembly in our new Plaza de Todos gym. We were able to showcase this amazing new building while entertaining our students in fun and engaging activities.
In January, we also hosted our second ever freshman orientation
College and Career Expo. We hosted a College and Career Expo, which allowed students to explore their opportunities for their future, letting them explore what electives they would be interested in for next year.
Summerton High School also had an amazing wrestling season. We had 12 wrestlers qualify, which was the most in the Yuma Union District. Especially as a new school, it's an amazing accomplishment. We had our first ever state finalist, Jaden Preston. We also had 3 other medalists, Briella Reynoso receiving a 6th place finish,
Leilani Valdez having a 3rd place finish.
and Diego Felix receiving a 3rd place finish. At the conclusion of the season, we also had 3 All-American scholars, which consisted of Briella Reynoso
Leilani Valdez.
and Elena Pierfani.
We also hosted we got the honor of hosting the AIA Unified Basketball Jamboree, so that was pretty fun.
We are also very, very excited to announce that Summerton High School will now have varsity for all sports, and they get to showcase their amazing skills throughout the school season. And the football varsity schedule has already been released, so we invite you guys to all the games. And Brianza, I've been told you're a fan of nachos, so you're more than
Yes, I am. Some campuses don't have them, but show up just for the record.
We'll have one waiting.
Yeah.
Our CTE department will be interviewing our students to become members of our very first CTE cohort. We will continue to have CTE ambassadors and our courtesy groups.
As previously stated, we also had our second ever 18 ceremony. We had over 60 students, and it's a great accomplishment. They all had all A's throughout the fall semester, so we are more than beyond proud of them to our students.
Our FCCLA State Leadership Conference. In the Sport Nutrients Level 2 event, Ramon Lugo and Ina Patera earned a silver medal, securing their 3rd place spot overall. In Food Innovations Level 2 event, Aramari Amarillo, Jennifer Gomez, and Evelyn Flores Anaya showcased their exceptional skills, earning gold medals for their performance. We also had our teacher champion, Ms. Caroline Diaz, a 9th grade English teacher. Ms. Diaz became our new teacher champion in February. As one of her students, I can confidently say she is an incredible teacher. She's always dedicated to helping us learn, create a fun, supportive environment where students can thrive.
We also had an older teacher we would like to shout out, Ms. Andrea Domeni. She is a 10th grade math teacher, and the week of March 17th, well, as you guys know, the school superintendent's office recognized outstanding teachers, and of that week, our Ms. Domeni got nominated. She's also an avid teacher, in which I have her in that class, and I can say that she helps give us an enriching environment to help us thrive and continue to learn more confidently.
We also had an AIA Officials Appreciation Week. We recognize the valuable contributions that our officials provide to our school and student athletes.
We also had our athletes and students of the month. Our athletes of the month were Neri Mercedes, Angelo Aguirre, and our student of the month was Daniel Bustamante. Thank you very much, and remember to win
With excellence,
Go Toros!
Thank you, Summerton. I really don't know where you guys get the information about. I'm going to find out if you told me. But, Madam President, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Thanks to all the students. Feel free to take your leave at this moment if you do not wish to stay for the rest of the meeting.
go over the budget, the internal budget here. So as a reminder, we're going to be covering our M&O budget, administration, our capital budget, and our student accounts. On the first page, as always, we have the previous month's percentages and the current month. I would like to point out, you'll notice that the postage and insurance and bonding are over 100%. Our postage is one of those that there's chargebacks. We contribute out those expenditures, and then we'll pull back from other departments and areas in the district as postage is charged. And then in our insurance and bonding, again, there will be contributions made from employees throughout the year. So continually up front there's a high cost, and then throughout the year we continue to get money back into that to lower it. So you'll see there at the total, bottom of page 1 is just part of our M&O. Page 2 is the remaining amounts on this page are different departments, from human resources to communications. And so you will see of our $109,027,008 budget, we have spent so far $56,756,303. The third page is our capital budget. Those are items that are along the district, equipment, things like that. Spread among our different departments, you'll see of our budgeted $14,497,182. We have spent $7,848,718. And then our final page is our student accounts. These are monies fundraised by our student clubs throughout the district. The beginning cash balance is what was at the beginning of the month. Then we take our revenues and expenditures, and then you'll see the ending cash balance. So for the district as a whole, there's a balance of $754,016.73. And at the bottom there, we keep a running total for the year. So the balance since the beginning of the year for those accounts has increased $18,901.23. Do we have any questions on the internal budget?
Thank you for explaining all of that.
Of
We
course.
really appreciate it. Moving on to information item 3.2, Arizona School District spending. Oh, I understand.
Wait for them to put that up there. Okay, so I'll be speaking about the recently published school district spending analysis report. It's released by the Auditor General now every year. So this is for our fiscal year 23-24, so not the current year that we're in. I'm just going to give you a brief review of some key areas. It's kind of a big report, it's interactive.
So, Mr. Brown, I just want to remind the board, they were given this interactive side of it in a previous email, prior report, so.
Yes, of course, thank you. So up here I have the two charts here, the pie graphs. So on the left you'll see the 22-23 school year, and on the right you will see the 23-24 school year. At first glance you'll see that the classroom spending has decreased 2.2%, while non-classroom spending has increased by that amount. I want to note a few items that are affecting that. So number one, the state mandates a lot of where we allocate money and how we categorize that. Last year we implemented some state mandated reclassifications of things, including training for non-classroom staff. So items that used to fall in that instructional area, we have to report by the state to put in non-instructional. When you compare the data between the two years, the district's M&O has stayed consistent. You'll know that our COVID funds have now ended. We no longer have those. So those were funds that were directed towards students at the time. So in this year, 23-24, those will be missing. And then you'll see that the district spent the remaining bond money partway through last fiscal year. So we've reverted to using our capital money solely for things like that. So again, building gyms and other things for Summerton High School is not going to fall under instruction. So I just want to make those notes for you and those differences. Up here, okay, so what you'll see on this one is we're happy to say that the Summerton High School and the gym are complete. The gym was completed within that fiscal year. Most of the costs for those are going to be high dollar items going towards non-operational things. And so what you'll see is the district spending per pupil did decrease by the $2,025. But you would expect that as we stop spending on new projects like the gym and Summerton High School. Up here is our average teacher salary chart. I'm pleased to announce that once again we beat the state's average teacher salary. Last year our average was $5,164 greater. That's now increased this year to $9,131 as a difference over the state. So big cheer for us. We do sit at $74,244, while the state sits at $65,113 for the average salary. The percentage of teachers in the first 3 years is 22%. Over the last several years, this number's been gradually decreasing, while the percentage of teachers in the fourth year or later grows, going back to retention and holding on to our teachers. And again, that's just a signal that our efforts are working and we are retaining teachers, which is what we want. Here on the bar graph is just a visual representation of that. You'll see that they break up the classroom site fund money separate from that. As a reminder, the classroom site at CSF is money derived from sales tax that we are given as a district, and we direct that towards our teacher salaries to support them. And so there you'll just see over time how we compare to the state's average, the state being the black line, we are the bar graph. And finally, this is a table I made to compare the state to the district between the last 2 years. Like the state, our average years of teacher experience held steady, as did the students per teacher number. Even with a decrease in classroom site fund spending, we continue to outperform the state average salary and average amount of classroom site fund dedicated to staff salaries. Are there any questions?
Does anybody have a question? I have just got one.
Okay.
And I think it's a great audit, it's a wonderful report. The only area for concern for me is that student-teacher ratio number. Is there any way that we can magically find money to increase, keep our staff data at the way that they do and lower our teacher-student ratio?
That is the, can I remember you or someone saying something?
Yeah, I would say, so you get your pot of money.
Right. That's how it's magically.
Yep, and if you naturally don't get more money, but you have the same amount of money coming in, you want to add more teachers, that's less compensation for everybody, so.
So
theoretically,
you could just say no.
No.
Okay.
And at this point, it'd be difficult if we had new reoccurring money, and Diana, you have correct if I'm wrong, I'm using if we have new reoccurring money that happens every year, that would be a possibility. We did add teachers to our big pool last year, so our numbers reduced a little bit this last year. We added 3 teachers across the district, which may not seem like a lot, but it's the first time we've done that.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Thank you very
All
much.
right, thank you.
Okay, information item 3.3, first read request policy, we have this in our book. Is there anything else that we need to know about?
No, again, these go into effect July 1st, just like YUHSD, the trust also did policy advisory update, so they're updating previous policy that was already brought to the board, being brought to the board again, that will affect July 1st.
So does anybody from the board have a question? Okay. Moving on to information item 3.4, A through F accountability, Jared. Is there anything that's not, that we need to know? Oh, I guess there is.
We have a little presentation for you. So there have been some, not questions necessarily, but maybe just wanting to know more about how our schools are given their letter grades. So what we're doing tonight is we're going to kind of walk you through the process without getting into great detail, but giving you enough just to understand the indicators and how schools are assessed based on their assessment scores, their growth, things of that nature. So next slide, please. I guess before I start talking, I am going to bring up at some point our Director of Assessment and Accountability, Ms. Adriana Madrano, because she plays a big role in all of this, but I also want to recognize our state reporting team and Chris McDonald for all the work that they do specifically with our CCRI indicators, which we're going to talk about. There's a lot of data collection and stuff that needs to happen in order for the state to see how we're doing at the district. As you can see on this slide, every year Arizona uses the A to F accountability system to grade schools. And then there's a model. Next slide, please. A model that we use to assess, which we're going to go through. So what does each letter grade mean? I'm not going to read these to you, but the reason we highlighted B is because every school in our district, with the exception of Summerton, they should receive their first letter grade, I believe, in 2028. So after their first graduating class. Well, my year's not off. But every school in our district right now is considered highly performing, which is a B. So you have A as excellent, B highly performing, C performing, D minimally performing, and F failing. So our principals, many of them in the room tonight, they work really hard to work with a lot of different folks to try to keep their letter grades up and try to get their kids readiness makes up 20% of the letter grade. Proficiency, that's your ACT, makes up 30%. And I say ACT, that's the state assessment, which we're going to speak to briefly. Graduation rates, 20%. English learners, 10%. And then growth, how are we progressing from year to year, makes up that 20%. Next slide. So before I have Ms. Medrano come up, I'm going to just briefly talk about the college and career readiness indicators, which if you recall from the previous slide makes up 20%. There's somewhat of a misconception when we hear of CCRI, we think that's how schools receive their grade. This is just one small piece of it, but there's a lot here. Schools can earn actually more points than they actually need in this area. I didn't put everything on here, but these are just some examples. So for example, ACT proficiency. If students that score between a 19 and a 24 on the ELA and math will earn a certain number of points that go towards the letter grade. One second, let me just keep going. I have a feeling I know what you're going to ask. And then there's highly proficient. So ELA, math, and science, the higher you score on the ACT, the more points you can earn. I didn't put minimally proficient on there, but then there's a lower category as well. You have AP cut scores. We have over 1,500 students taking AP scores in our district. If you score a 3 or higher on an AP exam, which our students take at the end of the year, they earn points there as well. And I put the number on there as far as how many courses we currently offer in our district, which is 22. CTE plays a big part of the 8F letter grade. Those are just some of the things that fall into the CTE area. If a student passes a course, which college credit can be earned, passes a course sequence, and then passes their technical skills assessment at the end of the year, earns an industry credential, certification, or license, and then other indicators. We have, I think right now, approximately 4,000 students that have, across the district, that have taken the ASVAB. So if you score greater than a 35 on that, more points can be earned. Completing your financial aid, your diploma seals, military enlistments, dual enrollment, kind of the list goes on, but those are all factors that play into just the 20% of the 100%. So when we test our students on the ACT, that's a good day for our district, because we want our students to test well. When we test them as freshmen, the ACT Aspire, we look for their growth, how well they did from 9th grade to junior year, which Ms. Medrano is going to speak to next. So do you want to wait until the...
Well, my question was, is it representative of all 4 years? So is it all 4 years of
Yes,
sports?
so this is the CCRI is very specific. This is a representation of individual students.
Okay.
So, yes,
Okay, thank you.
because you can take the ASVAB your sophomore year, you take the ACT your junior year, you can take an AP exam any year.
Right.
So yeah, it's a culmination of all this.
Okay, but it counts everybody.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, board members, Mr. Branson, Mr. Jankowski, and Ms. Portery. As Mr. Vaught mentioned, the proficiency score is the indicator with the highest amount of points that are possible to earn. If you go to the next slide. So the ACT, what is the ACT? The ACT is our statewide assessment. It measures the students' readiness for college. And the test measures their readiness in the areas of English, math, reading, science, and writing. When they earn the highest points on the
Three highest categories: partially proficient, proficient, and highly proficient. That's when schools earn their points. Those 30 points that are possible. The ACT is very important for our schools. In order for schools to provide the best testing environment, we dedicate a whole day for the ACT. March 25th was the ACT day for this year, 2025. We administered the test to over 2,500 students across the district. For the graduation indicator, we can earn up to 20 points. The graduation indicator measures the graduation rate and the maintenance and the improvement of the graduation rate. Each area is worth 10 points.
Dropout prevention specialists are very, very important. They do a great job at identifying students that are at risk or dropping out. And our schools have reached all the maximum possible points because our graduation rate is over 90%. Any questions about this too? For the next slide. As Mr. Bosch mentioned, we also measure growth. Growth is measured when students in grade 9 take the ACT Aspire. The ACT Aspire reflects the knowledge and the skills earned throughout the years for students. So when they are in grade 9, they take the Aspire, and then when they are in grade 10, they take the ACT. The growth from one test to the other in the same areas, English, math, reading, science, and writing, is measured, and that's how schools get their growth points. For the English learners indicators, we have a total of 10 points that can be earned. The areas are proficiency and EL growth. When students take the SL test, which is administered every spring, we measure their proficiency levels. When students reach the proficiency level, the student can go ahead and move to mainstream English classes. And those students are monitored for the next 2 years to ensure that they succeed in all of their classes. As you can see, 17% of our student population is considered English learners. This year, every spring we have 7 weeks to test all the students. The school with the majority number of EL population is San Luis High School. Any questions about this too? Next slide. This is the pie chart for the alternative schools. The high school is considered the alternative school, and the one that is added, the indicator that is added, is the growth to graduation indicator. The percentage that can be earned per indicator is also different. And I think that's the last slide.
Thank you very much. Does anybody have a question?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
For Garrett. So I know we have a letter grade for every high school. What about for the district itself?
Yes, good question. So the district also receives a letter grade, and it essentially is calculated using your typical GPA calculation. So how our schools do, the district gets the letter grade. So we're a B, YUHSD is a B as well. Yep.
So for example, if 4 out of 6 of our current schools that have letter grades were Bs, we'd still be a B district. If the other ones were Cs, because they round up, the state rounds up.
And this is a state assessment, correct? Not a federal assessment. This is state.
It's a state and federal mandate, but the state requires us to have an accountability system.
Okay.
Yes.
Anybody else? Thank you very much, both of you.
Thank you.
Moving on to informational item 3.5, athletic fee proposals, Rob.
So I'm going to have the athletic directors come from the district. We want to say that we're proposing increases to some fees. For example, the IGP was first established in 2010, and they're asking for an increase now. It's been 15 years since that's been increased. So we're going to ask for a 8th increase. Last increase in 2015. So that's been 10 years since our ticket prices have increased. And our athletic clearance was originally established in 2012, raised in 2018, 6 years later. Now we're in year 7, asking for that to be raised again. As you can imagine, prices of stuff have increased. So I'll turn it over to our athletic director.
Thank you. Associate Superintendent Jankowski. Good evening, board members, Associate Superintendent Brienza. Thanks for that segue. That actually helps a lot with our presentation. Next slide, please. So why are we here, essentially? UA Union High School District serves over 2,000 student athletes across all campuses. is a vital part of students maintaining high grades, coming to school every day, helping create a culture and community of inclusiveness on our campuses, and whether or not they go on to play at the collegiate level in their sports, they're college ready. And then again, the overall experience that they have at the high school level and the skills that they learn through athletics far extends beyond the fields. And so, what are we here to talk about? We are here to talk about a fee increase proposal. And so, next slide. In 3 different areas. And so, the left-hand side of the slide are our current fees when it comes to IDs, student IDs, our ticket prices, our gate fees, and our athletic participation. And then the right-hand side will be the proposed for the 25-26 school year. And so currently, our ID fee is $15. 9 of that goes to athletics, and 6 of it goes to activities. Our ticket prices, our general admission is $5, and military and senior citizens get it for $3. And our current athletic participation fee is $45 per sport. Our ESA students are currently paying $300 per sport. For the 25-26 school year, our proposed ID fee would be $20. Athletics would receive $14 of that. Activities would continue receiving $6. The ticket prices, general admission would be $6, and then the military and senior citizen discount would be $5. And then the athletic participation fee per sport would be $55. And ESA is TBD currently because there's some legislation that's happening at the state level that we just don't know what that's going to look like in the following year. Next slide, please. I was talking about it, right?
Oh, okay.
So let's talk a little bit about expenses versus revenues. So this is for the year 23-24, so last year. As you can see at the bottom of the chart, each of our high schools that participate in athletics. So it's Bola, Gila Ridge, Copa, San Luis, and Summerton, and Yumaha. On the left-hand side, you're going to see the dollar amount, so $0 to $125,000. So let me kind of explain what you're looking at. The red bar under each school is representative of the expenses that are incurred last year. Okay? The green bar are the revenues that we got from our athletic-specific funding, with those ID fees, the participation fees, and the ticket sales fees. The school-colored bar that's on top of each green bar represents the other funding sources that we receive, whether it's from our principal's budget, thank you all in the back, or our booster clubs, our clubs that, donations, you'll read donations here soon, so we are very thankful for those that help make up the difference for those expenses. And so that's that. Let me talk a little bit about revenues. So last year, 23-24, total revenues, and forgive me, Diane, I'm not going to go into the exact cents of every single one of them for time's sake, but ticket sales, a little over $153,500. Athletic participation fees, $144,770. ID fees, $101,000 and $115,000. And then the remainder, which is quite a large chunk, because athletic, to fund athletics is a big task. Principal's budget, clubs, boosters, donations, etc., come out to $137,700. So I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Cordell to talk a little bit about the athletic.
So in addition to the wonderful support that we get from our principals, again, thank you so much, we do get a lot of support from the district as well. Two of the major funding sources that the district does support athletics with is the athletic stipends, and that is, of course, the money that is distributed to our coaches that do such an amazing job with training our students and supporting them. And then, obviously, we can't play a game if we can't get to a game, so they also provide that transportation for our students as well. So the next two slides are a little bit deeper dive to get a better understanding of where athletic funding goes, and a large portion of that is to AIA. So we are an AIA district, and we do have to pay fees and dues at the beginning of the year to continue to have that luxury, which does increase and will continue to increase, specifically with the varsity coming because we're in spring season, I thought it was appropriate to look a little bit into our baseball, softball. This year, for a baseball or softball game, we have 2 officials. There are instances where there is 1, but we have to pay additional fees for those. So 2 officials per game, we have 3 levels of sports, and then we have the baseball and the softball side. So in a week of competition, we're looking at about $682, and that does not include the transportation costs for the rest, because we also have to pay for that in accordance to how far our school is from the AIA building in Yuma. So schools like Summerton and San Luis, that fees a little bit different. So then looking at next year, we did get those fees sent to us, and we're looking at that increase of $716. AIA has a 5% increase of ref pay each year, so we can also expect those fees to continue to grow. And then, of course, the impact of the proposition that we are here for today. On the far column, we have all of our schools in alphabetical order. These numbers for participation is the numbers that our school sees right now for our students that are in athletics. So for that change of that participation fee, we would be looking at for my school, we would be looking at almost $3,000 additional coming into the athletic department to fund those games, those reps, buying uniforms for the students. And then the ID fee as well, looking at our current enrollment numbers, if that fee were changed, this is the difference that we could be bringing in. So the big question is, would these numbers, would this fee completely get rid of that deficit that we're seeing, that we're getting that wonderful funding from our families, from our principals, from donations, and it would be very close, but it would not fully cover it. We are working to be fully sustainable, and so the big ask is to get as close as we can to that sustainability, so that we can continue to ensure that our fields are safe for our students, that our equipment is state of the art, or as close to that as we can, and making sure that we're showing our students the pride that we have in them by investing.
So again, we believe in every single one of our students, and especially our student athletes, and we're committed to giving them as much of an opportunity to participate in a variety of activities, and athletics is just one of them. And so we are here to ensure that regardless of the background of any of our students, we're not here to hinder them in any way, shape, or form. We're here to provide opportunities that to provide, the ability to gain skills that again will far outweigh their high school years. And yeah, we're excited to do that work. Thank you. And any initial questions?
Are there any questions?
I thought we have a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, way back when I used to do sports in high school, many, many years ago. I know there was no charge to participate, like at the outlet. Participation fee was not around. So it was hard to get athletes to get into any sports, so therefore, But anyway, what I'm getting at for the participation fee, I know you guys mentioned the stipend. Is that stipend for that type of kids that can't pay the $50, even though, it's not that much? And I know the ABC sport, whatever they'll charge to participate. But in our case, in the high school level, if my child, I can't afford him, he likes to play baseball, but because I can't afford to give him $50, what's going to happen?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so we have a variety of programs, payment assistance programs, scholarship programs, and like I just was kind of mentioning, we're not here to hinder any sort of child from not participating. And so we have plans in place at each school that will help with that.
Right. What about you as a coach who would like to pay for that kid? Is that allowed?
That's another great question.
So, Mr. Robertson, you want to step in?
Yes.
So I think almost every coach or district has probably paid some fees at some point in time for students. Every district club has paid some fees at some point in time. We do have one Rotary Club out there for Yuma that has a scholarship fund that will pay for fees. We have different organizations that will say, hey, I'm donating money that can be used for fees. There's different avenues. My Our goal is not to have anyone go out. But yes, absolutely, coaches, individuals, neighbors, everyone has to be system.
I hate just for a kid not to participate in sport, they want to really do it. Not without having money.
We agree.
Yes, and we try to build very strong relationships with our athletes. Obviously, the coaches do that as well, and they're great advocates. But I can speak for myself and Mr. Anderson. We do have a little bit more students that may struggle with paying those fees, and they're very great advocates for themselves. They come up and talk with us. We work with them. We work with parents a lot. So a lot of our students and community members are aware of the support that we get as well.
That was my question.
Oh,
I wanted to know how that would work, so perfect.
Any other questions?
I really appreciate, I'm sorry, Erin. Okay, I really appreciate the way that you laid it out for us. Visually, it's great. It's very in line with what Diane does with, and we appreciate that a lot. And we can tell, I'm sure, but speaking for myself, I can tell that you put a lot of time, effort, and thought into this, to not break the bank, but to support the system.
Absolutely.
My one question would be, it's not completely getting rid of that quarter piece of the pie, right? Almost. And so that's what our booster clubs do, and that's what our donations do, and we're so grateful for those. This isn't gonna overshoot it.
Nope.
There's not gonna be excess.
Nope.
Okay.
We're not looking at a surplus.
Okay.
Anything else?
Is it
And
good?
you'll see more of this in the next couple of months, so this is just the first.
Yeah, this is just information. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, moving on to item 4, call to the public. Any person wishing to speak may present the information at this time only. All presentations are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes and a maximum of 15 minutes on each subject. Before you begin to speak, identify yourself by clearly stating for the record your name. Comments by members of the governing board in response to any public comment will be limited to asking staff to review the matter or requesting rescheduling of the matter for further consideration at a later date. I have some forms here that people turned in. If there's anybody that wants to speak and I don't have a form, they will get a chance. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 on the same subject. Only 5 will be able to speak. So to make it fair,
We can't go more than 15 minutes total, so if someone only takes 1 minute, another one takes 2, so it can't be more than 15 minutes total on the subject, so it might be more than.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it's 15 minutes.
okay.
No more than 3 minutes per person, but no more than a total of 15 on one
Total of
subject.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just pulling randomly, just to not show favoritism. So the first one would be Ariel Cruz.
And please make sure you're speaking to the mic though. Thank you guys.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Daniel Cruz, soy estudiante de Summerton High School, pertenezco al grupo de porristas desde hace 2 años, dirigido por Miss Plaza. Quiero hoy decirles que hace 6 semanas tenemos la incertidumbre de que Miss Plaza no esté en la escuela. Se dicen muchas cosas, al igual pedimos una junta para que se nos informara de la situación de Miss Plaza. Pero en esta ocasión yo solo quiero que sepan que Miss Plaza es una persona que ayudó a un grupo de porristas, siempre está para nosotras en cada momento y en cada aspecto. Nos ayuda en todo. Yo sé que no todo es color de rosa y que la gente comete errores, pero siempre está ahí para escucharnos o hacernos ver la realidad de todo lo que sucede. Miss Plaza es una pieza clave dentro de la escuela. Al menos en lo personal me ayudó a creer en mí misma, a tener confianza en todo lo que hacemos. Les pido que nos escuchen a nosotras que somos las que estamos con ella. Desde mi experiencia, Miss Plaza me ha brindado apoyo para llegar a lugares donde ni siquiera me hubiera imaginado estar hace 2 años. Miss Plaza atiende de forma respetuosa las necesidades de cada alumno. Es una coach que no da favoritismos y trata a todos por igual, mirando el potencial de cada uno de sus alumnos. Dicho todo lo anterior, quiero que se comprenda de la manera más razonable que como alumnos y seres humanos no tenemos las mismas capacidades del deporte. Es por ello que a algunos alumnos nos llegan más oportunidades que a otros. Por lo tanto, otros alumnos se han sentido inferiores porque no supieron aprovechar lo que se nos da por igual. Ningún adulto, en este caso Miss Plaza, debería ser señalado ni retirado de su lugar de trabajo por comentarios que a veces los alumnos hacen, ya que no todos los alumnos a esta edad son responsables de sus actos ni acciones incongruentes y deciden señalar a los demás, dejando a Miss Plaza como una persona que no merece estar ahí, dejando a Miss Plaza como una persona que no se hace responsable de sus actos. Dañaron su imagen y su carrera que ella misma ha construido y le ha costado. Ahora me dirijo a ustedes, papás y autoridades escolares que han permitido esto en lugar de hacerse responsables de sus hijos y alumnos, apoyando estos comentarios y acusaciones sin pruebas, donde solo están dando un ejemplo donde la soberbia y el nepotismo sale victorioso aplastando el futuro de una persona. A ustedes, compañeros, por hacer acusaciones, esto es una práctica antideportiva a la cual se comprometieron a no fallar. Su ego y su falta de empatía nos ha traído hasta aquí. Este momento donde ustedes están jugando un papel de víctima cuando en realidad son los agresores. A usted, Miss Plaza, le agradezco todo lo que me ha brindado, su apoyo incondicional y por ver en mí un potencial que nadie había notado.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, we have Aiden Espinosa, Jesse Gonzalez. Can we have more than one person?
No, one at a time.
One person. So I have 4 names on here: Aiden Espinosa, Jesse Gonzalez, Seth Harris, or Devin Harper.
Hello, my name is Aiden Espinosa, and I'd like to discuss SBG here. I'd like to discuss how it affects students, teachers, and curriculum as a whole. SBG states that it helps us, and it could potentially pad students' ratings. However, it can hurt us in the sense that it's very easy to pass, but very hard to succeed, such as getting a 4. Due to this, a lot of students only do the bare minimum, which results in less positive mindsets when they go into the world, which is college. College is not really retakes. You pay for the education. They do not really provide a lot of opportunities to retake. Therefore, the mindset of, oh, I can push it back till later really hurts students. Some teachers who wish to stay anonymous have stated that they feel as though they can be doubted to be unbiased in their grading, since it's very much slope-based, where teachers don't really have the authority to be more subjective in their grading. Another one stated that they feel as though their students are performing less and just doing less in general when SPG was introduced to the curriculum. Another factor to contribute to students not really performing to the top capacity is the fact that you have a grace period of 10 days after tests, meaning if, say, I get an F because I didn't do the test at all, I still have 10 days to simply do it again and again and again and again, which can result in, well, pushing it back more and more and more. Another factor is that students themselves have started to dismiss it. Well, this is personal anecdote, but a lot of my students, fellow students, are lackluster in their commitment to things, such as getting a 4 or getting a 3. Because usually a 2 is good enough because it's stated as a C. C is passing, which is not what we wish for the future, because school is meant to determine whether or not students themselves are ready for college. And if students barely pass, I personally do not believe they are ready for college, since they themselves will be the future, and we do not wish for people who only do the bare minimum to lead the future. Such as the people today, students who are in a class will maybe take your position someday. So I wish people who succeed in the very best in their field to be in positions where you all are. So I feel as though we should modify SPG to make it a little bit harder for students to pass, but lower the standards to get a 4, so students who do work hard and do put in the effort can get a 4 and succeed in their fields, and not just because the 4 is a lot of work and a lot of commitment. Another factor is that you have to juggle around 6 classes usually. I personally do APs and also interested in dual enrollment. So trying to get 4s in all of them is extremely hard to ask. For example, today to get a high grade I have to come in front of all of you, which is an honor, of course, but it is a lot of work to try and get everything ready, get data, get points, things like that. And I still have my own AP courses, my own jobs, and things like that.
Thank you.
You have no more than 3 minutes, so okay, let me say a little
Can you
bit.
state your name at the beginning, please?
I'm just Gonzalez, and I'm one of the people that I work with. But the thing with SPG, it really hurts students who have either like anxiety or are just nervous when taking tests. Because the whole thing with SPG, it's tests are your grades. So if you're not good at taking tests, even if you're smart, that's what's reflecting on your grades. So no matter how good you do in the assignments, especially if you do really well, you're not going to get a good grade on it because you're just graded on the tests, which isn't right, because there's many smart students who just give up and think they're going to fail because the moment the test starts, the mind either blanks or they just panic, no matter how much they study. So we should try to find something out or do something different, because for traditional, it includes the assignments into the grades. So all that effort you put in the classes or at home for the assignments, that goes onto your grade to show that you can put in the work and that you are smart, not just the tests that you give up on because you're too nervous.
Thank you. Anybody else that's on this form? There's 2 more names. Okay, thank you very much, John.
Thank you, Board President.
Thank you for correction. Ms. Alejandra Parra.
Hi, good evening. I am here respectfully to request that you reconsider your decision regarding the future of the Summerton High School cheer team. The foundation of this team is built on the unwavering dedication and leadership of Coach Alisa Plaza, whose impact extends far beyond the realm of athletics. Her role as a coach transcends the traditional aspects of sports. She nurtures the athletes to become not only better cheerleaders, but also better teammates and individuals. Coach Plaza instills in them the values of respect and perseverance and kindness. I acknowledge the significance of the background in this situation. I do not want to undermine its importance. I completely understand why these circumstances would raise concerns. However, I must also express my concerns about the procedures and actions that were taken in response. The investigation that was conducted raises several questions. My son was questioned without a parent present, and based on his testimony, he was repeatedly asked the same question with the wording deliberated altered, seemingly to confuse him. Furthermore, there were no warnings for either party. Additionally, I would like to bring up an earlier concern I raised regarding this serious bullying incident. In my discussions with your Director of Student Support, this matter was dismissed as a he said, she said situation. In a subsequent conversation with the assistant principal, it was again dismissed as the reasoning that the other party claimed it was simply a joke. I was asked if I had any evidence beyond verbal accounts, even though your policy clearly does not require physical evidence for such cases. This leads me to a pressing question. Why are some situations dismissed while others, such as the anonymous report leading to Coach Plaza's termination, are treated as serious matters? Why was the bullying situation which involved discussions of suicide dismissed by 2 members of your administration as unconsequential? I must also question why one of your staff members thought it was appropriate to inquire with another adult regarding a student's sexual orientation. Why is this considered acceptable? Additionally, I am deeply concerned by the language used in one of your documents, which reads, a male student who identifies as gay. Is this how your administration chooses to reference students? Does this reflect
Good afternoon, members of the board. My name is Maya Chavez, and I'm here today to talk about someone who changed my life, Coach Alyssa Plaza. With all respect to the board and Summerton High, I need to be honest. Before Coach Alyssa came into my life, I was struggling. I felt alone and didn't know who to turn to. She came into my life at a time when I needed someone the most, and she was that person. She wasn't just my coach, she was someone I trusted. When I was dealing with family problems and felt like no one cared, she listened. She made me feel seen and heard. That made all the difference since she's been gone from the school. It hasn't felt the same. I don't have that person to turn to anymore. It's hard not having someone who truly cares. Not just about school or academics and cheer, but about me as a person. I know Coach Alyssa isn't perfect, but none of us are. That's part of being human. But the impact she had made on my life and so many others is bigger than any mistakes. She helped us grow, not just as students, but as people. She taught us how to support one another and what it means to be a real teammate. I miss her, and I know others do too. And how our principal always says what is important now, and right now what's important is making a decision that supports the people who support students. We have serious issues at the school, and students feeling lost, but Coach Alyssa was helping us face those things. She made sure we weren't alone. So I'm asking the board, please give her a chance to return. She changed my life. And let's keep those people that make a difference instead of pulling them away. Thank you.
Honorable board members, my name is Bertha Sandoval, and I'm here on behalf of the Summerton Cheerleading Booster Club. Honestly, I had a written statement, but right now when I heard my daughter speak, I feel this situation is not, it went way overboard, where it was a thing as he said, she said, as well, Coach Plaza has been a really dedicated coach to our team. She's been a really great mentor. My daughter was a really troubled teenager. While Coach Plaza came into her life 2 years ago, I saw a 360 on her life. She now knows what she wants to do. I have seen her grades come down drastically since she doesn't have that mentor there. There are other teachers there that belittle the students as well, and those students don't get consequences. So why did Coach Plaza is getting a consequence when they're about trying to put a safe net for one of the cheer team members? I feel like that is not honorable. And as well, me standing here publicly, I want to thank Coach Plaza for being there for my daughter and for helping her, and as well for always being there for every one of the cheer team members. Thank you.
Thank you. The last one I have over that. I'm sorry, I can't read it. Kyle.
Hi, good afternoon, members of the board. My name is Alejandro Perez. Coach Plaza has been there for me and others in very hard times. When I have asked for help, others dismissed me. She was the only one who helped me in the school. I felt responsible for her losing her job. Because of me, this is all happening. Because of me, not only did I lose my mentor, my coach, my safe base, but others did too. I think Coach Plaza should come back because she made a real difference in the lives of students who felt like they had no one else. She is more than just a coach. She's a mentor, a listener, a protector, and a safe space for so many of us. Coach Plaza stood out as someone who actually cared. She stepped in when others didn't. She gave students hope, direction, and the strength to keep going. Taking her away from us makes us sad. Because she was there for students who had problems and and didn't know what to do, and she was there to help us, so I don't think it's fair for her to lose her job. The reason why I was in the girls' locker room, because I had cheer problems, personal problems, and bullying problems. I wasn't in there to make people uncomfortable. And I'm truly sorry for being in there. And I know that I shouldn't be going in there in the first place. Please don't let this be the reason why Coach Plaza lost her job. She was only being supportive towards me and others. I want to take this moment to apologize to my cheer team, my coach, the parents, and administrators for my actions. Please, I beg you to let Coach Plaza continue being our coach for our remaining years in high school. She was the one who built this team, and it's only fair that we finish the rest of our high school years with her as our cheer coach. If you need to punish someone, let it be me. She was only doing what her heart felt was right. Thank you for taking the time to me.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Okay, moving on to consent items. Adoption of items of routine nature and those that normally do not require deliberations on the part of the governing board. A board member may pull items which will be discussed and voted on separately. There is no item to be pulled. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as stated.
Second.
Thank you. Motion made by Carlos, seconded by Shelley. Any comments or questions? Let's proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 6.1. Let me just get to it, please. Consideration to accept donations. I will read them. Cibola High School, Running Raiders Track and Field Booster donated $7,000 to the Cibola High School Track and Field to use as needed. Arizona State University Bilingual Press and Hispanic Research Center donated 78 fiction and nonfiction, bilingual and Spanish language books to Cibola High School. The estimated cost of this donation is $1,449. Donors Choose donated 32 fiction and nonfiction novels to the Cibola High School Library. The estimated cost of this donation is $603. Mary Eccles donated 10 cases of water bottles to the Cibola High School Renaissance Club to sell at graduation. The estimated cost of this donation is $50. Gila Ridge High School Joshua Fry donated oil hand wash remover to the Gila Ridge High School CTE welding shop. The estimated cost of this donation is, $26.75. Brooklyn Marchant donated cases of water bottles to the Gila Ridge High School class of 2027 to be used to sell at fundraisers. The estimated cost of this donation is $190. Donors Choose donated classroom supplies to the Gila Ridge High School Little Hawks Preschool. The estimated cost of this donation is $1,141. Joanna Camacho donated bags of chips and 3 packs of bottled water to the Gila Ridge High School class of 2028 to sell at fundraisers. The estimated cost of this donation is $50. Nicole Facio donated $45 worth of gift cards to the Gila Ridge High School class of 2028 to be given to the winner of the talent show. Hawks Softball Booster donated Husky J-Hooks 2025 Apple iPad case, and iPad screen protector to the Gila Ridge High School softball program to be used in the dugouts and to track game stats. The estimated cost of this donation is $523.49. To Kofa High School, Donors Choose donated classroom supplies to the Kofa High School English classroom. The estimated cost of this donation is $532.16. To San Luis High School, Donors Choose donated snacks to the San Luis High School Miss Sanchez 12th grade classroom. The estimated cost of this donation is $266.86. Rydell Construction, Inc. donated decorations and a photo booth to the San Luis High School Senior Awards Night to be used for Senior Awards Night. The estimated cost of this donation is $500. To Summerton High School, Allstate Insurance donated 110 shirts to the Summerton High School Student Council to be gifted to faculty and staff for their annual Teacher Appreciation Week. The estimated cost of this donation is $775.06. Carlos Vasquez, Fernanda Vargas, Marisola Galvez, Carolina Diaz, and Maria Dillard donated various boxes of chips, Gatorades, and bottled waters to the Summerton High School class of 2027 to be used for resale or gifted to students. The estimated total cost of these donations is $86. Thunderbird Foundation donated $1,000 to the Summerton High School boys golf team to be used for their expenses, uniforms, food, and any additional items the golf team needs. James Jones donated 4 used starting pistols and 12 boxes of blanks to the Summerton High School Athletics Department to be used by cross-country and track programs. The estimated cost of this donation is $900. Cassandra Yasso, Christy Bracamonte, Anthony Daniel, Denise Espinoza, Maria Yasso, and Nina Gonzalez donated food items and sodas to the Summerton High School Student Council to give to the teachers during Teacher Appreciation Week. The estimated total cost of these donations is $860. Vista High School, Donors Choose donated classroom supplies and social emotional fidgets to Vista High School. The estimated cost of this donation is $1,035. Yuma High School, Class of 69 donated $750 to the Yuma High School track and field to be used as needed. Stephen Anderson donated shirts to the Yuma High School student athletes who have completed 3 athletic events. The estimated cost of this donation is $216.80. The Athletic Hall of Fame donated $2,000 to the Yuma High School Athletics Department to be used for students in need of sports participation fee assistance. The total donations this month is $20,000.12, and total year-to-date donations is $357,215.21. Is there a motion?
I move that the governing board accept the above listed donations.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Motion made by Christy, seconded by Christy to motion made by Christy, seconded by Shelley to accept the donations as read. Any comments? Then let's proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Item 6.2, consideration to recognize April as the month of the military child. We saw this in our book. Tim, is there anything else you'd like to add other than I will read the proclamation?
We're just very proud of supporting all our military connected families in Yuma Union High School District, and we have many schools that are Purple Star schools, so I think that the proclamation speaks for itself.
Thank you. Be it known to all within the jurisdiction of Yuma Union High School District number 70, whereas the children of our military personnel, recognized as military-connected children, exhibit remarkable resilience and fortitude in the face of the unique challenges arising from their parents' service to our nation. Whereas the month of April holds special significance as the month of the military child, dedicated to acknowledging and celebrating the invaluable contributions made by these young individuals and their families to our community. Whereas the families associated with Marine Corps Air Station Yuma and Yuma Proving Ground demonstrate unwavering dedication and sacrifice in bolstering the defense and security of our nation, particularly within our local region. Whereas military-connected youth bring a wealth of diversity, talent, and courage to our high schools, enriching our educational environment in immeasurable ways. Whereas their journey is marked by frequent relocations, separations from loved ones, and other challenges inherent to military life impacting their high school experience. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that Yuma Union High School District number 70 officially declares the month of April as the month of the military child. Let it be further proclaimed that during this time we reaffirm our commitment to standing alongside these young heroes and their families, offering them the support, resources, and recognition they richly deserve, both within our schools and throughout our community. May this proclamation serve as a testament to our gratitude and solidarity with the military, connected children and their families for their immense sacrifices and unwavering service to our nation. Issued under my hand and the seal of Yuma Union High School District number 70 on this day, 9th of April 2025, signed by Mr. Tim Brianza, our superintendent. Thank you. Is there a motion?
Move that the governing board recognize April as the month of the military child.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Motion made by Christy, seconded by Carlos. Are there any comments? Thank you for including this for us, Tim. Let's take a vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Action item 6.3, summer learning fee. We have this in our book. The recommendation is not on here.
The recommendation is to approve a $20 fee for summer learning.
Thank you.
For students.
Okay. I move that we approve a $20 fee for students participating in summer learning. Is there a second?
I second. Second.
Motion made by myself, seconded by Christy. Are there any comments or questions?
No.
Then let's proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Item 6.4. Superintendent Tim Brianza recommends the termination of Alyssa Plaza from her employment as a YUHSD teacher. I move to accept the recommendation of the superintendent to terminate effective April 19th, 2025 of teacher Alyssa Plaza from her employment with the Yuma Union High School District and authorize the superintendent to send any notices and take any other action appropriate with regard to this recommended termination. Is there a second?
I second.
Are there any comments? Then let's proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Item 6.5, call for executive session. Discussion or consideration of employment, assignment, salaries, appointment of a public officer, superintendent evaluation. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to go into executive session.
Thank you. Motion made by Carlos, seconded by Shelley. Any comments? Let's proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We'll go into executive session. All right, so now we are out of executive session and we're going to move on to action item 6.6, consideration to approve superintendent evaluation and performance-based pay for the superintendent. And I move that the governing board approve the superintendent's April evaluation and award the performance-based pay associated with the contract.
Second.
We all second it. Are there any comments or questions?
We can't do that.
I will say Carlos seconded.
Okay.
Perfect. Are there any comments? Then let's proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Item 7, future agenda items. Is there anything? I think we're good so far. Then our next meeting of the board, our regular meeting is Wednesday, May 14th in this building at 5:15. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you. Thank you. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Have a good night.